Step number 3, logging into the cPanel and installing WordPress. By now you should have received your confirmation email. It will look similar to the one on the screen. This email will contain your website address, also known as your URL, your website email server information, and your website login info, which consists of your username and password. Now you can ignore the other information for now. Now one thing you can do if you want to get an idea of what the website looks like right now is you can click on the Small Biz Demo link right here where it says welcome to bluehost.com. You can click on this link and it will take you to the actual website, and it will look a lot like this. Now obviously your domain name will be different. For this example or for this video, we're using the domain name smallbizdemo.com, which is the domain name we're going to use throughout the remainder of the video, just so you are aware of that. But this is what the site looks like. This is just the standard splash screen that Bluehost will provide, or the standard HTML web page that Bluehost will provide. This is what it looks like. Doesn't look like much. Once we've installed WordPress and we configured your website, it will look a lot better or a lot different. But I just wanted you to get an idea of what it looks like. So let's go ahead and go back to that email. Now the next thing we'll need to do is we'll need to log into the cPanel. In order to log into the cPanel, you'll need to navigate to the Bluehost login screen and enter the following information. Now to get to the Bluehost login screen, you should just be able to click on where it says login info and domain, and that should take you to a screen that looks like this. If it doesn't look like this, then it will look like this. It will look like one of the two screens. If it does turn out to be their initial splash screen, then all you need to do is click on Control Panel Login, and you'll be taken to this particular screen, which is the account login screen. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to put in your domain name. In this case, we put in our domain name, smallbizdemo.com, and we put in our password. And once we've done that, we simply have to click on Login, and that will take us to what's called the cPanel. And the cPanel will look exactly like this. And this is the area, this is the panel that we will begin to perform our installation of WordPress. And we'll do that in the next section of this video, or the next step of this video. The next thing that we need to do is install WordPress. And to do that, we need to scroll down to the website builder section, and we need to do the following. But let's scroll down to the website builder section. Okay, this is the website builder section right here. And what we need to do is we need to click on the WordPress icon. We'll click that. The next thing we need to do is we need to click on the Start button to begin a brand new WordPress install. The next thing we do is select which domain we need to, or we would like to install WordPress on. In our example, the domain is already selected, but if it was not, this is where we would do so, right here. Once we've selected the proper domain, we need to click the Check Domain button. Now we got a message that indicates that the install directory exists, and that's okay because we've done some other things on that. You probably will not get this message. What it's asking me to do is simply to click that I'm okay with that domain or with that directory being overlaid, and I am, so that's not an issue. So I've gone ahead and I've done that, and the next step we want to do is we want to let's go ahead and take a look at the Show Advanced options. I wanted to show you this. You don't have to check this. You don't have to look at this. As a matter of fact, you don't have to change anything in here, but I at least wanted to show it to you so you could see it. Now the Advanced Options section is just where we could change the site name or title if we chose to do so. We could just type that right in. with every install of WordPress, you have to have a what's called an admin username. In this case, we're going to leave that. We'll leave that as is, and that's the password that you would need to use to log into your WordPress install. And then there's an admin email address. We're not going to change any of these. If you wanted to do so, you could. And one thing you are going to want to make sure that's checked is to automatically create a new database for this installation. And basically, if you're not familiar with WordPress in a nutshell is simply a database. But what it also is that it is a shell that sits on top of a database, and that shell is actually is a website presentation known as a theme or a template. So as I said before, we're not going to change anything here, but I wanted to show you that. I'm going to uncheck that for now. Now the next thing you'll need to do is that you have to accept the terms and conditions of the WordPress GPL 2 license before you can move forward. So go ahead and check that box, and then the next thing you'll need to do is to click the Install Now button to begin the installation. So let's go ahead and click that. As you can see, there's a little bit of cleanup that's going on. WordPress is installing. Okay, our installation of WordPress is complete. The status, as you can see right here, is says that it was a success. To access the new install of WordPress, this is the site URL. This is where you would go to log in. This is our username and this is our password. Now I'll be hiding this, of course, so you can't see this, but I'll be also making sure that it's in the video. And if you wanted to add Little Mojo to your install, you could do that. I'm not quite sure what Little Mojo is. I'm assuming it's a theme, a WordPress theme, but we're not going to do that. Our goal here was simply to install WordPress using Mojo, or what used to be called Simple Scripts. Congratulations, you've just installed WordPress. You will get a confirmation email that will have the same information that you see here in step 1, the site URL, the login URL, the username, and the password. It will have all of that information in it, and that you can say, and you're going to want to save that for your records. And hey, there you have it. You've installed WordPress. Good job. And we'll move on to the next step.